Finally kind your seats. If you don't have, we have chairs that are still folded on top of each other.
Finally kind your seats.
Hold on. There's plenty of seats here still. So we're honored here to have, before Selichot, first of all, we're honored to have tonight Selichot being led by Rabbi, where he's out he's chopping wood. He's chopping wood, warming up.
Bearing water.
But we're honored to have the pre-Selichos Farbringen led by Rabbi from Tzvat. And also honored to have Rabbi here as well. So if you feel the need to need a break, you need a schmooze, you need just a couple words, if you don't mind, just do it outside, so as not to disturb your friend next to you. Also, if you are a smoker, kindly do it at the back of the building or the front of the building, not by the steps. Thank you. Thank you.
You can play throughout if you want. Shalom Aleichem חבר'ה. שבוע טוב ומבורך. There's a story of the Baal Shem Tov that he taught his student all of the kavanot for the shofar. All of the different intentions that a person that's blowing the shofar needs to have according to the Rashash, according to the Arizal. And he learned and he learned and he prepared and he prepared. And when the Chag, when Yom Adin finally came, Rosh Hashanah, the Baal Tokea comes and he lost the petek, he lost the notepad, he lost the note with all of the kavanot, all of the intentions that he had to have for the blowing of the shofar, that he had prepared so much for, but are nearly impossible to do without it in front of you. And he didn't know what to do, and he broke down, crying, scared, what's gonna be? And he blew the shofar without any kavanot. And the Baal Shem Tov asked afterward, the Baal Shem Tov went up to him and told him that that was the highest shofar blowing possible. And he said, Rebbe, I didn't even have the kavanot, I didn't have everything that we prepared, I didn't have everything that we did. And he said, you had one thing. Kavanot, for whoever doesn't know, are also called maftechot, keys. The keys to open up higher levels of consciousness, higher levels of connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. By way of everything that we do, from walking to looking to eating, davening, learning Torah. There's a kavanah, there's an intention for everything, and that intention, how the Rashash and the Arizal set it up, is all surrounding the names of Hashem. And they open beautiful places up for a person to go deeper in their connection to Hashem. They're keys. And a person who is a ben melech, a bat melech, a person that's able to go inside the palace, at a certain point is given a collection of keys. To be able to go into more rooms in the palace, to be able to access more things, more ways of connection to the king. But there's one master lock. And the master key, that can open up all the locks, that's what's called dim'ah, a tear. Dim'ah, the tear, is the cry that a Jew has, the tears that a Jew has, can open up all of the doors, anything that's locked. Sha'arei dim'ah lo ninalu. The gates of crying were never, ever, ever locked. And that's what he had, and that's how he elevated the whole entire shofar. So anything we learned tonight already, I can tell you, it's learning in order to open the hearts a little bit. But the real avoda of Selichot is to pour out your heart, is to cry. Is to open up your heart, is to connect to Hashem. These 40 days that started from Rosh Chodesh Elul, days of Rachamim and Selichot, mercy and forgiveness. So the days that Moshe Rabbeinu, after Chet HaEgel, after the sin of the golden calf, went up to Shamayim to ask for a gift. To ask for a gift from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a gift of forgiveness, a gift of 13 attributes of mercy. The Chazal teaches that a person shouldn't desire gifts. It says even a stronger lashon, a stronger word, it says soneh. A person should hate gifts. Why? Because the gift, classically, is one person wanting to give to the other without them really deserving it, doing anything to get it. It's the giver's desire to give without really taking into account the other person necessarily, whether they deserve it, whether they do anything for it. I want to give you a gift. It's not a bad thing to be the giver. But anything that we don't need in life, anything that's excess in life, Chazal teaches us is what's called mutarot. It's excess, we don't need it. It's a place that, so to say, there's a room for there to be din there. There's room for there to be judgments on the externalities and the extra things that we don't need in life. But Moshe Rabbeinu went and asked for a gift. And he waited 40 days. Reb Nachman says when a person wants to do teshuva, they tell them, amten, wait. That part of teshuva is waiting. Moshe Rabbeinu waited for it, and he waited. Amtana. 40 days of amtana. That amtana made him fitting and worthy of receiving the matana, the gift. The gift of teshuva that came before creation, Chazal say. It's not limited by this world. Baruch Hashem, I was zocheh to be in a yeshiva of Rav Kook, and I feel there's a strong ruach of Rav Kook in the place after being here for a Shabbat. And Rav Kook says the whole entire world is in a movement of teshuva. The whole entire world, whether you like it or not, is constantly in doing teshuva, constantly coming back. Not just the human beings, the whole entire creation is in a process of teshuva. But we have to do our part. And Moshe Rabbeinu did his, and now we take advantage of these days. The Sfaradim, we started already from Bet Elul. Baruch Hashem, now we're getting more koach, all of Am Yisrael together doing Selichot. And the Selicha, it says in Tehillim, Kuf Lamed, Ki imecha selicha leman tivareh. Selicha, forgiveness, is only by Hashem. Why? So that He should be awed. That we should have awe of Hashem, we should have respect for Hashem, consciousness of Hashem in our life. Selicha is only with Hashem. In the whole entire Tanakh, you don't find Selicha between two people. It's just Hashem. Only Hashem has the ability to give Selicha. And there's back and forth in the Mefarshim, what is higher, Mechila or Selicha? But one of the greatest Mefarshim that we ever had on Tanakh, for sure, without a doubt, is the Malbim. And the Malbim on this pasuk sides with the Selicha being higher than Mechila. And he says that it's not only that you're forgiven, that the whole entire sin is removed, the reality is changed as if it never happened. That's Selicha. Only Hashem can do that. None of us can change reality to that level, as if it never happened. Only Hashem has the ability to do that, and we have to turn to Hashem. So we do teshuva. We express what we did. We tell Hashem and we confess our sin. We stop doing it. We take upon ourselves not to do it anymore. We feel the regret of being in a place where A light of Hashem was concealed by way of us, in whatever way it was. We realized Hashem was there, and now it's an opportunity to come back and to reconnect from a place of joy, from a place of love, in order to remove that. Hashem gives us yisurim in this world, the hardships that we experience in this world, only in order to be able to have the conversation with us. The Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh says that when two people want to make peace, then they have to talk. They have to talk it out. It's only if both sides want to make peace. If it's only one person and the other person's not interested, you can't even have the conversation. So, news flash everybody, Hashem always wants the conversation. Hashem is always ready to talk. Always. And He tries different ways to get us to wake up towards that conversation and to come closer to that conversation. He sends us all different signs. Small ones, big ones. Chazal say the smallest you need is to put your hand inside your pocket to get a few coins out, and you get the wrong ones out. That's enough of a sign to wake up to do teshuva. But if we don't pay attention to that, if we're not aware that Hashem's talking to us throughout our day, sometimes it needs to come in bigger ways. The whole point is just to have the conversation. We have to feel what it's like to cover up the light of Hashem, the Baal Shem Tov says. To know the pain of what it was like to be involved in such an action, and then to come back, to make peace and to come back. So we've had a whole entire year, and for Am Yisrael as a whole, I can tell you as a Toshav Eretz Yisrael, it's not been an easy few years. I know you guys aren't also here on cloud 9. Everybody's feeling it and everybody's going through it. And Hashem's clearly calling out to us. He clearly wants more from us. Not that we're not good enough. It's just that there's big things coming. The world is about to change in big, big ways. And the level of connection that is needed, not expected, but needed from the Jew, no matter where they are, on whatever level they find themselves, is to take it to the next level. So now we have a few days, a week or so, we can go into Selichot and to ask Hashem. And that answers the question, why is it that it's called Selichot and not Slicha? So why is it plural? If we already did teshuva, why do I have to do it again? If last year on Yom Kippur I said sorry for something completely and I didn't do it again, why do I have to mention it this Yom Kippur? The Rambam says every single year you say the same things. That is how you do teshuva. Part of Yom Kippur is every year to mention the same sins. The truth is that every time we open our mouth to talk to Hashem, we're coming closer. And Reb Nachman says we have to do teshuva on our teshuva. Once there was a yid that went into an inn while he was traveling, and Baal Achsania, the owner of the inn, saw he was a honorable man and gave him a nice room and a little something to eat. And the next day, Shalom Aleichem. L'chaim, guys, l'chaim. The next day, this owner of the inn finds out that there's a special yid in town, and he's a Rav, Posek Halacha, and he figures out, connects the dot, this must be the guy that's staying in my place. So that night he upgrades his room and gives him a full chicken to eat, gives him more honor. The next day he finds out there's a Dayan here in town. Dayan is, whoever knows, learning Dayanut is over a decade of just learning in order to try to get the job without experience. Deserves more honor. Goes back, upgrades the room, gives him a nice goat, shechs him even better meat, Next day he finds out one of the Gedolei Ador is here in town. He realizes it must be this guy. Again, the upgrade is getting better and better cuts, better and better rooms. Next day he finds out it'll be Saadi HaGaon, Gedol Ador. One of the Gaonim is inside the town. Goes back, Chafla, Ilula, shechs the whole entire cow, invites the whole entire village. We didn't know, Kvod Arav, sorry. Saadi HaGaon never said a word. But the Baal Achsanya did exactly what Reb Nachman's saying. We have to do teshuva on our teshuva. Every single day we're coming closer and closer and closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The things that we understood last year are not the same way we understand it this year. From a closer place, everything's more fine, everything's more acute, everything needs to be worked on again. Not because we didn't do it properly, not because we didn't really conquer it, we didn't get over it. Every single day, you're a new person, you're a new being, like we talked about here today in the parasha. Hayom hazeh niyat l'am la'Adonai Elohecha. It was today that you became a Jew to Hashem. Today is all you have. Everything's only about today. So on today I have to say Selichot, and tomorrow I have to say Selichot. The Ashkenazim got it off nice. Every day you say something different. Sfaradim, 40 days, the exact same thing every night. Happens to be good songs, so it works. But the exact same word again and again and again. Why? Because it doesn't matter if you said it already. Every time you connect to Hashem, you're coming closer and closer and closer, and that's the whole avodah. Because the work of teshuva is not about getting forgiven, and it's not about saying sorry. It's about coming back to living in a state of happiness and joy with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of having a life filled with a connection to Hashem. It's not about even the words we're about to say. It's about the outcome of how it feels after you get them out. After you speak it out and you lift it up and you bring it out, all the things you've been through, nafshi yatsa b'dabero. When I speak, it all comes out. The nefesh comes out. The blood that's boiling in my whole entire body comes out, and I come back to a state of peace. That is the goal. That is the goal. So B'ezrat Hashem, we're going to go into it. Just a small idea from our mayor in Tzfat, Rabbi Yitzchak Luria. The Arizal says before you do anything in this world, you have to focus on 3 different names. We're not going to get into them right now, but we're going to talk about what they mean. One name is the name of Hashem, Yud Kei Vav Kei. The idea that everything was, is, and always will be done by Hashem. He created the world, He sustains the world, He brings life to the world at every given second. Everything is done by Hashem. There's nothing else besides Hashem. Another name that we have to focus on is the name Ekyeh. The name Ekyeh means I will be. I will be is the name of teshuva. I want to become something, I want to be better, I want to say sorry, I want to start a new year with more connection, I want to be a better person. All around, I want to be better. And the Arizal says you need to take whatever resolution, whatever kind of thing, whatever Kabbalah that you're taking upon yourself to become better, and you need to shine these 2 realities on that. I want to do teshuva, I want to give up that thing, I want to start learning 2 hours a day, 1 hour a day, 2 lines a day. Read 1 Tehillim, whatever it is. You want to take upon yourself something small in order to come closer to Hashem. I recommend something that will increase your emunah, not just something that will increase your relationship with Hashem. So, excuse me, have these 2 things in your mind. On one side, everything is Hashem. On the other side, I really have to put my effort into it. And I have to try. And I have to do the steps that are needed in order to come closer to Hashem. It's not just going to happen because everything's Hashem. Hashem wants to be revealed by way of our actions, and even us coming back to Him is His own process. En od milvado. There's nothing besides Hashem. We're all just neshamot of Hashem coming back to Hashem. B'ezrat Hashem, with that we can go into Selichot with a little bit more connection. B'ezrat Hashem, I'd like to honor Magadatra here, Rav Levish, to say a few words. B'ezrat Hashem. didn't get to this. Last time it didn't end so well for you.
It's all over. It's all beginning.
lot of music and then...
We need a slicha, we need a mechila, and we need a kapura. What's the difference between these three words? So my great Chaver here explained there's a big difference between slicha and mechila. Slicha only Hashem could give, and mechila is a little different. We have 3 times of Yom Neruam. We have Rosh Hashanah, we have Yom Kippur, and we have Hoshana Rabbah. There's 3 different jobs. So let's understand the 3 different jobs that goes on these 3 timings. And because we're entering now Selichot, means we're entering the Rosh Hashanah zone. Now some people are going to be with a Rebbe on Rosh Hashanah, and the point from being with a Rebbe on Rosh Hashanah is to be connected to Amina. So the Menachem says that it's all a chasana, and the whole tune of the chasana, the whole time, the whole song on the chasana is only Amina. Now sometimes you tune in, you listen to the tune, and you hear the tune of Amina. Sometimes before a chasana, there's an intro before the chasana. That's why some people already feel the part of Amina that's waking up in them. But in a way of Pushat, what's the avodah of Rosh Hashanah? Of course, you need to be mamlech Hashem. Now there's 3 other avodas by tzaddikim. Sometimes you walk into a tzaddik and you see his megala mamish soidus HaTorah explaining Hashem on such a high way you never thought. You know Hashem as a simple guy, and he makes Hashem so complicated, so high. Or you knew that Hashem is so complicated, and he's making it so simple, so sweet, but from a high place. That's the type of tzaddik we call Kudosh, 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 Hashem Tzivukos. Working our ways to Hashem through Kudosh, Kudosh, Kudosh. Seeing what means Kedisha. Kedisha means Mivdal and Mifrish. Different. Something completely out what we don't understand. A guy does a sin, and the next day he gets a job offer. That's Kudosh. That's Kudosh. That doesn't mean that you should do it.
Don't try it on.
Kudosh. Hashem is not working the way that we are working. Explains the Moshe David Valley. You want to daven to Hashem, that Hashem should listen to you? Connect your thoughts with his thoughts. Start thinking different as you thought till now. Start think like Hashem is thinking. Start going to a different approach. And if you're going to match with Hashem, then your tefillas is already going to get answered right away. But that's Kudosh Kudosh, seeing the godless of Hashem. Then there is Baruch Kvoid Hashem Im Koimoi. That's the person that's connecting always with the Shechina Kedosha. Now connecting with the Shechina is not an easy job. Connecting to the Shechina means you're 24 hours on a path of going up and down and running after something. You're just following some odd. And if you tune out, 1 second you tune out, you lost the path. But Shechina Kedosha is very sharp, but it's very sweet. The person that is connected with the Shechina, all gates are open for him. Why? He has the Queen of Hashem. He has the Shechina Kedosha. The avodah of Shechina is Emina, to rely on Hashem, and to be open to your vulnerable parts, and not to be afraid to look in them, and seeing the Or of Hashem. And Hashem created the world. He had a part that's missing. He wanted to give from a place of giving, but there is no one to give. That feeling of emptiness created the Chul Apuni. And that means that Or got nitzamtzam, it got condemned. And that pushed and not open Or got to be revealed as Shechina Kedusha. Every time we feel that we're ignoring our vulnerabilities, that's opportunity of Shechina to be revealed. But it's mimkoimoy, on the place you are, right then, right there, there is where Shechina is waiting for you. Baruch Kvod Hashem mimkoimoy, on its place. The third madrige is Yimloich Hashem liyolam elekayich tzion ledoir v'doir. Hashem should be king where? In this world, to Am Yisrael. The godless of tzaddikim that were oisik to give to people, to give for every yid, to see the Or in every individual, in every yid, to see what he's missing, and to give it to him. Yimlech Hashem, Hashem wants this world. He wants to be king in this world. And the Iker is the children. In Saifi Yisifim, there was a debate between three guys. Who is the most important? One guy said the king. The other guy said no. The king, of course the king. The queen. Because what does the king want? He wants what the queen wants. And the third guy said, nah, it's the children. Because either king, either queen, they want the children. Well, there's always the debate, which path to take. Should we go to the king, Kudosh, 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 Hashem Tzavukos, and be inspired with the godless Hashem? Is our avodah, Baruch Kavod Hashem Em Koimoy, to be connected to the Shechina, and let's find the queen? Or is the avodah Yimlech Hashem, to see Hashem chose this world, so we gotta tune in this world, meaning to say we gotta see that Am Yisrael is the Nekedah. So that's why we need Slicha, Mechila, Kapura. Slicha, like my tzaddik friend just explained, only Hashem could give Slicha. Slicha comes on a way like Chutam Ayolam. The person never ever did anything wrong. And it goes through yearning again and again and seeing more the godless Hashem, more seeing who Reb Sadi Yegun is, more seeing what's missing, and from that place saying, whoa, what did I mess up? And then Hashem said, Leichutu Mayolam. That's Kudosh Kudosh, and that's the avodah of Slicha, and that's the avodah of Rosh Hashanah, of being Mamlech Hashem, and going into the understanding the depths and how deep Hashem is. Then comes Yom Kippur, and Yom Kippur say, wait a minute. Hashem wants to be bounded. You should be open to your vulnerabilities. Fast a little. Be a little bit uncomfortable. Be like an angel, but open up your feelings. Open up your heart. Because all that I want is an open heart. Reb Chaim Vital asked Dari, why do men need to fast on Yom Kippur? It's avodah for women. So Dari agreed and he explained that it's also for men. the concept, what's behind that question is, Yom Kippur is only the avodah of Shechina. It's a very deep avodah. You got to go into Shechina. Going into Shechina is to be open to your vulnerabilities, and that brings you to Mechila. Mechila means there is a relationship between two guys. The word Mechila you could use. If you go Slicha, it goes, you're in my honor. If I ask you Mechila, it's a relationship between the two of us. So Shechina kicks in. But then comes Kapura. You know what a Kapura means? Chapta Kapura Indel, huh? If you look into Rashi and Masechta Shabbos, you see that the right time of making Kapura, and this is also Paskin in Shulchan Aruch, that if you didn't do Kapura before Yom Kippur, you could do it till Hoshana Rabbah. And the real time of Kapuras is in a certain way Hoshana Rabbah. What's Kapura? Kapura is something got between us, father and mother, and the children. Let's get something for Kapura Hindle and let's be open. It's all the children. Because the tachlis is the dira betachtoinam, after being in the Sikha, all days of Sikha and being together with Hashem, you feel that you're a Yid. You really feel you're a minute going in deep, deep, deep. And then it's time to recognize that it's all us. That's why we gather in Shiel, and all of us walk together around and around the Bima to see the inyan of all Am Yisrael, of being connected to each other, because there is the inyan of Kapura that belongs for us children. And Hashem bless us with a year of Slicha, Mechila, and Kapura.
Very good. Going into right before.
So that has to be from after
Whatever you want. Yeah, 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. I'm going to keep it very, very short. Just a mental.
It's not about timing.
Yeah.
They're going to move the tables with slichas.
Whatever the women are going to go. Just the mitzvah.
Huh?
The women will go behind the mitzvah then? Better.